Since the second wave of corona hit Europe quite hard at the moment, the number of cases in Denmark was also 2,000 in a day, so I decided to go back to Korea for a while. I actually got my ticket in early November, but didn't talk about it to my best friends, because I wanted to surprise them on my birthday. I'm pretty sure they will be so mad or happy to see me. Well, let's talk about corona again. To be honest, all the restrictions from school and government don't make any sense. They said, put your mask on in the hallway, but you can take it off in the classroom. What kind of magic is that? As soon as you sit down, corona suddenly disappears or what? Even on the street, I was the only one who was wearing a mask, and even though people had to wear a mask inside, but some people still didn't. It made me so anxious, so I would say that was the biggest reason why I decided to go back. And of course, I hadn't seen my families and friends for 1.5 years, so I desperately wanted to go. Before I go back, I went to school just to check. Because of stupid rules, few people was wearing a mask in the study stations, so I had to hurry to get out of the place as quickly as possible. Next day, I took a bus from Kolling-Bil룬 at 7:30 a.m. Shanice came to the bus station to say goodbye but couldn't even hug. I started feeling motion sick, so as soon as I arrived in Bil룬 airport, I threw up everything. Maybe I was too nervous. Look how empty this place is. Nobody was there, and it was all self-checking system. I arrived there really early just in case, so I had to wait around 3 hours. Since I threw up everything and I couldn't eat any foods, I was dying and had no energy to talk. Finally, I was sitting in front of the gate. There's no direct flight from Denmark to Korea, so I had to transfer in Amsterdam. I took KLM for the first time, and it was quite okay. I was on the window seat, which is my favorite because I can see a beautiful sky. So from Bil룬 to Amsterdam, it only took 1.5 hours. I thought about transferring in England, but thank God I decided not to since they have so many cases right now. Look, you can see that Denmark has no mountains but plain grounds, and of course, lovely blue sky. I loved it a lot, I already miss it. They gave passengers a little hand sanitizer with a snack and a cup of water. It was a lemon sponge cake. I was so hungry, so I finished it in a second. The taste wasn't that bad and quite good as a just simple snack. After 1.5 hours, I arrived. Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam was much bigger than Bil룬, but definitely smaller than Incheon. I keep forgetting Incheon International Airport is the second biggest in the world, so to me, most of airport feels a bit small. Still, not a lot of people was there because of corona. I bought this weird looking sandwich with bean sprout. And oh yeah, this is Kenzo perfume for my dad. I'm not rich, that one was not that expensive one. I know that it doesn't look that good on the video. And yes, of course it didn't taste that good and can't even remember what was it like. I had to wait 8 hours in the airport, so I started watching The Office, one of my favorite series. I really love Michael Scott. I was bored, so I started looking around some shops and bought Dutch waffles for my family. Oh my god, finally, I could take a plane to Korea after taking body temperature and writing some documents. My god, I was dying inside, but excited at the same time. It had been 15 hours since I left my house, and my backpack was fucking heavy, so I could feel my shoulders were slowly being crushed. It was 343 seats plane, and I was sitting on the window side. Bye bye. Why did I have Leicester City but not Tottenham? Disappointed. Look at my lovely hair. Literally, it was everywhere. But also look how excited I was. They had so many good movies, so first I watched the animation movie Sing. I already watched it at least 3 times in Korea, but why the hell not? It's such a great movie and Taron Egerton has an amazing voice. He has so many talents, I really love him. Whilst watching movie, I got my first meal, but because of corona, we had no options to choose. Is that pasta with cheese? I would call it pasta, and another pasta salad and suspicious looking dessert. Here's my honest review. Delicious. No, it was not. It was so salty. Did they accidentally spill salt on my food or something? Snacks were already packed like this because of Corona. It felt like a Christmas gift from a Dutch Santa. What a nice idea. For a second movie, I chose Spies in Disguise because I love Tom Holland. But I fell asleep in the middle, and to be honest, movie wasn't that good compared to Sing. And the ending of this movie was kind of predictable. Look how long my journey was. From Kolling-to-Billund, from Billund to Amsterdam, from Amsterdam to Incheon, from Incheon to Daegu. And of course, even though I arrived, meeting parents would not be allowed. But well, I was almost at the end and very stressed because of school. And the whole situation made me so anxious, and of course, just wanted to go home and didn't really think about what I would go through when I made a choice. I fell asleep around for like 7 hours, and it was already time for breakfast. It was a simple bread with orange juice. I thought it was butter in the middle, but it was just a tasteless egg. Finally, the plane landed on Incheon, and I was so relieved, but kind of afraid because I knew that Korea has really strict rules about Corona, and I heard that if I had a symptom, I might not be allowed to stay in a place that I had already booked. I wasn't sure if I brought all the documents that I needed to show. But thank God I passed, and I directly went into this place to find my luggage, and only 20 people could move around at the same time. And they gave me a sticker, and I had to put it on my body. I had to address the location of my accommodation for several times, and I wrote my dad's phone number since I don't have Korean one, and they immediately called my dad to check, right in front of me. That was scary. Police officers and even soldiers from army were helping us out, and basically couldn't even move over 5 steps without guardians of them. No wonder why Korea had lower cases. Finally, I arrived KTX train station heading to East Daegu. Same as before, only 20 people with the same sticker could move together as a group, keeping social distance. We were only allowed to sit designated carriage, and one person must take 2 seats to keep social distance. Taking other public transportations was totally banned, and all the movements were restricted. From this moment, but seriously, I really had no energy to talk. As soon as I arrived at East Daegu station, we had to walk for 5 minutes to take a corona test, and 2 people were helping. There was a tent for the test, and while we were taking a test, other people sanitized our luggages and bags in another place. I took a test for twice through a nostril and throat, and then you can either go home with a taxi, a police car, or an ambulance. I took a taxi, and taxi driver was also wearing a white protective clothing. For f***'s sake, finally I arrived at my accommodation, which was not my house, and in total it took around 33 hours. I forgot to record it from the beginning, but there was a cute flower thingy. It was a small place, but I would stay only for 2 weeks for quarantine, so it was okay. My parents were waiting for me in front of the accommodation, and they gave me some foods. Danmuji, which is pickled radish, kimchi, cooked rice, and a fish. Family visiting is also not allowed during the quarantine, so I talked with them for like 30 seconds and had to say goodbye immediately. We were all wearing masks and kept a distance. Some people may think Korea is too much, but don't you think this is the only way to stop Corona? Stupid people are still partying and having fun with others, and they say, oh, we keep the rules. What if those rules are stupid as hell? And some celebrities whining about doing quarantine on social media. But seriously, your dog house is bigger than my entire house. Fucking tone deaf. Also, it is such a shame that my generation is the biggest problem right now. I know, I'm only 23, so even if I got corona, I might be recovered very quickly. But what about elderly people, or people who don't have good health condition? Believe me, if the roles were reversed, and young people are more likely to die, our parents and grandparents would do absolutely anything and everything to save us. Isn't doing a quarantine uncomfortable? Yes, it definitely is. There's tons of rules, but when I think about other people's situations who are in hospital or who lost their beloved ones by corona, it is basically nothing. Like really nothing. Why would I even complain? So people, stop complaining wearing a mask. Some people are refusing wearing a mask saying it's an invasion of freedom. but keep in mind that you guys are invading other people's freedom by not wearing a mask. Anyways, I'll finish this video with me enjoying eating a fish. God, it's messy as hell. So sorry, I was very hungry. So the next vlog, I'll upload my life of 2 weeks in quarantine. See you soon. Bye.